Alright, Schlockmeister fans, another re-review from my previous channel. A Stranger is Watching. Let's check it out. Our movie starts with a little girl named Julie. Wakes up at night and watches her mother being assaulted and killed by some stranger. And then we fast forward maybe 5 years. Julie's a little older, but still having nightmares. Kate Mulgrew plays Sharon. She's a TV reporter. They're talking about the case. This is several years later, mind you. She also happens to be dating the widower, Julie's dad. That's the dad, Steve. He's mad.
Being executed. That's news, not me and Julie. You pulled that tear-jerk shit out of the files just to sell dog food.
Oh, and
Meanwhile, Julie is, like I said, about 5 years older. Back at school, seems to have adjusted, but somebody's watching her on the playground. That somebody is Artie Taggart, played by Rip Torn. He's picked up some supplies. For what? I'll tell you what, he plans to kidnap Julie for ransom. Apparently Daddy's rich and he knows it. Sharon stops by the house and Artie decides, well, he better kidnap her too. Well, he carries Julie in a sleeping bag and takes her down to this hidden bunker he has underneath Grand Central Station.
Listen, girlie, you want to get out here alive, keep your mouth shut, understand?
As for Sharon, she's too big to carry in a sleeping bag, so he basically says, you come with me or I'll kill the girl. So she has no choice but to go with him. And now he's gotten both of them locked up in his bunker. He runs into a bum, William Hickey.
I bet you got no pepper. Let's see your pepper.
Ransom tape.
I got you, darling, and I got the girl. You want to see them alive, it'll cost you $182,000. Don't call the cops.
Well, Sharon and Julie find a way to escape. But about 5 minutes too late.
What I tell you, people?
In order to keep them there, he builds a bomb, which he'll attach to the door. If they try to open it, they blow.
Hey, don't leave us in here with that goddamn thing.
Relax. Stay away from the door, and you'll be okay. I'll be back.
So they found a dumbwaiter that used to lead to a restaurant way upstairs somewhere, and there's a little tunnel system there, so Julie explores.
It's no way out up there.
Julie then has a flashback to the night her mother was killed. And she realizes that the guy who was arrested for the murder was actually just somebody there trying to help. And it was Rip Torn, Artie, who had killed her mother.
We were just having a bad dream. It was him. It was him. Oh, what are we talking about?
When Artie comes back, he starts to get fresh with Sharon. There goes Julie.
Take my hand and keep as quiet as you can. Okay.
They both escape into the subway system. They find a bum who's going to try to help them.
Detective Taggart is a $500 reward for these.
He's not a cop!
got much upstairs there, have you?
Well, I didn't do nothing to her.
Turns out that Artie's in cahoots with this guy.
What do you mean?
Artie's planning to kill them.
We can't leave those broads alive.
I won't let you.
Down a peg.
Well, what do you
That's a screwdriver. He takes Julie out in a van to pick up the ransom money, and she escapes.
Help me. Please help me.
Take it easy, honey.
As Julie is helped by the strangers, Artie realizes he's got to get away. And then Dad shows up. Sharon was discovered badly injured by a bag lady.
Wait.
Can't be.
Artie finds them first. They battle, and Sharon wins. And Daddy and Julie come to get her. All right, let's talk about A Stranger is Watching. Now, this is a movie that I saw back on cable in the mid-'80s. It used to pop up occasionally, and I saw it quite often, actually. It was just one of those movies that was on a lot, and I caught it a lot. It was entertaining enough that I just kept it on when I saw it. Stars Kate Mulgrew and Rip Torn, and we have a little backstory here. 3 or 5 years earlier, somebody had broken into this person's house and raped and murdered the woman who lived there. I don't think the husband was home at the time, but the daughter was home. She was like 5-6 years old or something, and she saw her mother get raped and killed. Fast forward 5-6 years later, the perpetrator is set to be executed. I think they're in the state of New York. Yeah, obviously New York. And he keeps insisting that he didn't do it. He didn't do it, but the little girl fingered him in court as the killer and rapist. So anyway, the guy who's the widower who survived, the husband, he's don't know what he does, but he's wealthy, he has a lot of money, so he's kind of a celebrity of some sort. So it becomes big news when this guy is about to be executed. So the news wants to do like a rehash of the story, just give a little update, that sort of thing. And the newscaster is Kate Mulgrew. She happens to be dating the widower. They're a couple now, so she's familiar with the case, obviously. And then she's over at the house one night, and the killer strikes again. Turns out it wasn't the guy who's been arrested for it. Rip Torn was the actual killer. And he kidnaps the girl, and then he ends up taking Kate Mulgrew too. I don't know if he intended to take her or he wanted to kidnap the girl just so he could get a ransom because the guy's rich, right? So anyway, he takes them and keeps them captive underneath Grand Central Station somewhere. He has like a little room down there, grimy, dirty little room, keeps them tied up in there. Not tied up, but captured in there. And the rest of the movie, they're basically in there trying to find a way to escape. They do manage to get out at one point, but he catches them again, drags them back in there. Then he sets up like this bomb on the door, so if they try to escape again, they'll kill themselves. But eventually they do find another way out through a dumbwaiter that leads up to some old restaurant perhaps that was there, and they're running through the subway trying to get chased. And at one point they get caught again, and Kate Mulgrew, gets stabbed with a screwdriver, so she gets injured. The little girl manages to escape, and she gets rescued by some people who take her, reunite her with her father. Then Rip Torn ran away once he realized the girl was discovered and found, he goes back to his little hideout and he finds Kate Mulgrew trying to escape, with she's obviously very injured, and he attacks his old bag lady there, but then Kate Mulgrew turns the tide on him and hits him with a crowbar or something and kills him, and that's kind of how our movie ends. Then the husband, or the father I should say, shows up just in time to, I guess, take her to the hospital. Who knows? Presumably she will survive her wounds. Anyway, that's the movie. There's a little prologue at the end that the guy who was set to be executed was given a pardon because the little girl recognized Rip Torn as the guy who really killed her father. Once she saw him again, she realized that's the guy who killed my mother and raped my mother, not the guy who was arrested for it. So anyway, all's well that ends well, I guess. So anyway, that is A Stranger Is Watching. It's an okay film. It was directed by Sean Cunningham. This was the first movie he did after he directed Friday the 13th in 1980. This one came out in 1982, I believe. It's okay. There's no nudity in this movie. A little bit of violence, obviously. A couple people die. William Hickey has a very small role in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There you go. Strangers Watching. It's available on DVD. It's also available on the Scream Factory Blu-ray, which came out, I think, a couple of months ago, actually. So I finally picked that one up. So check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about A Stranger Is Watching. Watch it. Bye.